Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is An2468, and in today's video we're going to be covering another Borderlands 2 Legendary walkthrough guide. In today's video we are going to be covering the legendary shotgun known as the conference call. Now the prefix that I got was the practicable conference call. For you it may be different. It all dictates on what the boss may drop, but this just so happens to be the prefix that I got. Now in terms of how you would achieve getting this weapon, you're going to want to go do one of two farms. One is going to be the warrior, the other one's going to be the handsome sorcerer. Both farms are their campaign's respected in-game bosses. So they're going to be the final bosses you fight before you beat the game. Now the warrior has a low rate drop rate for this weapon at 1.25%. And the handsome sorcerer has a higher drop chance at 4.13% chance. But the problem is, with the warrior, as I'm about to show you here, you can just spawn in, run down, kill the warrior, exit save, you're done. For the handsome sorcerer, you have different phases you have to go through. So he goes through, I think, 3 different phases before you can officially finally kill him. And then on top of that, you have to run up a certain area to get to him. So he does have a higher drop chance, but the farm takes longer. Now I'm sure there's people that have figured out skips and alternative routes to get to him. I don't know of any of those personally, but I'm sure somebody out there has posted a video on that. So if you do want to go the route of farming the handsome sorcerer, make sure to try and look up a faster route, because I personally don't know one. I just know the direct route there. Now, in terms of some special features on this weapon, each shot will consist of technically 24 pellets. You're going to have 8 pellets coming straight out the barrel with close groupings, and then you're going to have 8 pellets coming out the right side and the left side from the initial 8 pellets. I'll demonstrate here momentarily. And as you shoot this weapon, it is a Hyperion, so you're going to have a better accuracy as you shoot the weapon with sustained fire. So in other words, putting your finger on the trigger and not letting go. And also, the longer you shoot the weapon, the more pellets that will spawn on top of the pellets spawning. I know it's kind of weird to explain, but for something like every half second of continuous fire, you will spawn an additional 8 on top of the 8. So it will just multiply until the clip's gone, and then you're done. These weapons don't have super high magazine sizes. This one only has 10. Now with the Gunzerker, you can kind of cheat that system. The Gunzerker has a skill and a skill tree where sometimes bullets have a chance to not consume ammo, so that magazine size being at 10 could skyrocket to like 20. I think the most I've ever shot out of one of these with like a full built Gunzerker and the perfect class mod for it. I think I've had like maybe 30 shots consecutively without having to reload the weapon. Now, in terms of how the weapon looks when it fires, so this is just like a broadband view of it. So you'll see that pretty much you have a massive amount of pellets that are going to shoot out of the weapon as you have sustained fire. Now, in my opinion, this is arguably the best shotgun in Borderlands 2 out of everything you could get. And to mention, now again, I hate that I've already showed this much without mentioning it, but this is kind of a spoiler warning. If this is your first time playing through this game, this is the in-game area. So if you don't want to see what the boss looks like, then please by all means feel free to just click off now. But you've already seen a lot. I've already demonstrated what the area kind of looks like, so I do apologize in advance. But to get to this area, if you've already beaten the game and you're coming back to it and you want to farm for more loot, the only way to get to Vault of the Warrior, sadly, is to run all the way through Heroes Pass, which is full of different enemies and a lot of mobbing. And once you get to the end of Heroes Pass, you can do a generic travel to this area. You go through this bridge here, and you will come down this elevator, and then this will be where you will spawn at pretty much every time you exit and save, but that will be how you get access to this location. Now, I'm going to be showing kind of this is the fastest way to do this, by the way. You'll just exit save, jump down here, kill the warrior, rinse and repeat. Now there is a spot, specifically over here by this one. I don't know, or under that awning. I'm not sure if it works for the one over here to the right side as well. But for players that are having trouble, maybe beating this boss or anything of that nature, he will always spawn right here at the big vault wall. And you'll also have these random crystals that'll spawn. I didn't even aim at him and I hit him. So over here, you won't take really any damage from the warrior himself, but these crystals can still tag you for damage. So like he's throwing a big rock and it landed directly beside me, but it essentially counted as if it hit this pillar here. So he wasn't able to do damage to me. And then obviously when he does his fire attack, it's only in the center of the map. So he won't be able to hit you there either. Now, also the warrior has, let's see, 1, 2, 3. It has 9 crit spots, I believe, or 7. So you're gonna have the crit spots on his chest. There's gonna be 4 plates, and then on his side here, which is guarded by his arm, you can kind of see it right there. It's the same luminescent orange as his chest plates there. That if you knock those off, you will also reveal crit spots on his sides, and then if you haven't knocked those off, then the only other crit spot is actually going to be in his mouth. Whenever he opens his mouth, just shoot like the luminescent areas are glowing orange. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all you do, and then you just kind of wait for his head to explode, and then once his head explodes and his body slowly falls into the lava, then you can kind of come down here, because whenever he does drop a legendary, at least in the times that I have farmed him, I've never seen a legendary go beyond this point. But you'll either have the legendary drop essentially a little, like maybe right in this area, not too far. But I've had one land up here, and mainly I've had him land exactly where his head has been, and I've even had one kind of clip into this, so you couldn't see the gun, but you could see the glowing indicator that the gun was there. But yeah, so that's pretty much the farm. It is also good to know this is a pretty good iridium farm too, especially if you're just trying to get quick iridium, because killing the warrior is not difficult at all. But it is also something else good to mention, that he does have resistances to every element. So usually when I kill him, you know, if my build is like really good, or the element itself is, then you know it's okay to just shoot him with elements. But 9 times out of 10, I'll just usually use like standardized ammo with no kind of elemental effect on them. Now, I hope this video was informational. I hope that it helped you find a way to do something either easier or better than what you have been, or maybe help you complete a build. And if it did, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good day.